comes to the AI race, there will be sure winners and there will be sure losers. Let's talk about Buzzfeed. In early December, they laid off about 12% of their workforce, or roughly 180 employees. CEO stated due to challenging economic conditions and a shift to short form vertical videos. So, to me, that says BuzzFeed's model might become obsolete and that there might be an expiration date. However, 2 weeks ago, they made an announcement and said they were going to integrate ChatGPT and start using their technology, OpenAI's technology, to write quizzes and other content. Again, there's not too many pure play public AI companies, so investors just jumped on the news and rode the stock roughly 300% from the lows of late January. But this was a no-brainer of a short, fundamentally, but also technically. So let's have a look. Let's go to the monthly chart. And this wick over wick tells me that prices collapsed, paused for the buyers and the sellers to duke it out, and then the sellers won and then dropped price from 350 to 180. You also had support, which now becomes resistance. So I'm just going to draw a line or a box around that level there. Let's go to the weekly chart, which I don't think there's going to be much to see potentially. So just kind of viewing what we saw on the monthly. You had a drop in price, you had some basing, so buyers and sellers were trying to figure out who was going to win this war, but the sellers eventually won. Again, this was a previous support back in January, but once price breached this pivot low, we'll call it, it now served as resistance. Let's go to the daily chart. A little bit more pronounced on the daily chart. Price went down, you had a pause for 3 days, and then price collapsed. Let's look at that pivot low, which was here. So for me, you had two different zones where the sellers were going to sell if price came back to that level. We're going to say the first zone is $3.60. But then we have the second zone, which really is the start or the origin of this leg down. And then I'll explain a little bit more what I'm saying. We'll call that the sellers at 440. Okay, so why didn't this zone work? So you have buyers buying up price, buyers stepping in, continuing to buy up price, and when it entered this zone, now you had some of the unfilled sell orders duking it out with the buyers. It got to the point where at this level all the unfilled sell orders were consumed. So buyers had to go to the next level. Again, as price was going through this zone, the sellers were taking out the buyers at the same time. So by the time it got to this higher zone, there were no more buyers because the buyers got beat up by the sellers down here. Even though the buyers exhausted the sellers at this level, there were less buyers and a whole bunch of more sellers at this 430 level. Again, which was the origin of the next leg down. So this was a beautiful short setup that worked out. And again, when price breaks out, typically it goes back to the origin of the breakout. In addition, price has memory. In addition, price likes to fill gaps. So I believe we have another 70 cents on the downside. I believe price is going to get to $1. Dollar is a nice round whole figure, fills the gap, origin of the breakout, strong move higher, nothing preventing price from moving further down. We also have this candle that's in control right now. This red candle is the candle control. All these different technical analysis aspects show that there's further downside. But this was the level to really have gotten short. Until next time.